Hi everyone, I'm glad you could make it to the Pokemon Park. My name is August, and today I'll be drawing a couple proxies for my new Evolution deck, as well as my collection. I hope you enjoyed the speed art and that you'll be drawing your own proxies alongside me. The first Pokemon proxy I'm working on is this Leafeon. It's actually a card I don't have in my collection, but I needed it because of a Japanese list I was looking at online. As you can see in the process that I'm doing, I already have it markered out. Right now I'm using some Ohuhu markers for the base coloration, and then I move on to using color pencil for shading and color correction. Right now I'm just adding in a little bit of green and some blue. The darker spots on the Leafeon card show more of like a bluish green, so I'm trying to match that color right now. Now I'm moving on to adding a more defined grass. Although just a base green works for grass, I like to just add some more definition with a colored pencil. I believe in this card I just use the one green. I don't really add anything more than just some simple green grass. I think the one biggest challenge I had with this Leafeon card was getting the correct skin color. I've seen some different Leafeon art throughout collecting the evolution cards. So sometimes Leafeon has a more yellowish hue, while others it's more tan. So in this card I try to go more for a tan Leafeon, but in the future I might try out something more yellow. Right now I'm just adding some of the trees in the background. This kind of was a challenge for me, getting the branches done correctly. Some of them don't look as good as I wish they could, especially the first tree that I started on, but as I progressed I found out how to make them a little bit more smoother and actually look like trees. You can see me here erasing some of them. Adding in just a little bit of green to make those trees stand out better. And now for the background, the big mountain in the back actually has a more blue hue to it to match the sky. I'm going to be fixing up some of the shading on the Leafeon. On the card, Leafeon does have darker shadows than some of its lighter parts. And then one of the final things that I really enjoyed, especially with Proxies, is going in with a whitening pen. Or you could call it kind of like a highlighter. This really like makes the card pop and gives it some more definition. Right now I'm just using it for clouds, but you'll see me using it with highlights and for like lights in certain cards. Especially on the eyeballs of most Pokemon. You'll see me use the white pen to add in and really make the Pokemon pop. And now for a final touch on these two evolution proxies is I gotta add the little Eevee and the evolution box in the top left. And for the second evolution card, I'm working on this Vaporeon. This card hasn't released yet. It's coming out in the Pokemon 151 set, and I can say that I'm pretty excited for it. Its Fighting Whirlpool attack does 90 damage, plus 90 more if the opponent's active Pokemon is an EX or Pokemon V. So a solid 180 damage. Right now I'm just putting down like a base blue color. You'll notice that the lighting is a little different too. That is probably going to be a reoccurring thing. And these speed arts, as you know, sometimes I'm doing them at different times of the day or just with different lighting in general. Now I'm going to go in with a colored pencil and try to color match the evolution, or color match Vaporeon's shadows and skin color to match the actual card. The markers that I had didn't really do the trick as much as I wish they could, so you'll see me going in and fixing that. Right now I'm just adding in the shadow that you see. It will be darker as I move through the coloration and just darkening up this Vaporeon. Now I'm color matching Vaporeon's skin, so I'll be going over the full face and the rest of that lighter blue. And then I'll be using this pencil to blend all the colored pencil. And usually what happens when I blend colored pencil is the shadows get lighter. Usually all of the coloration gets a little bit lighter, so I'm going to go in and darken that right now. And now I'm going to be going in and adding some highlights. And correcting the green on Vaporeon's, I guess you could call them ears. Some of the shaded parts are actually quite like dark green on this card. And now I'll just blend those in to make it look a little bit more uniform. I'm just adding some shadow, and this took me a little bit of time to get the correct shading done. I wouldn't say it's my best, but it works. And now I'm moving on to the eyes. Vaporeon's eyes honestly are pretty cool. They have a little bit of purple in them, lots of black, and then a couple of highlights. They do look a little crazy, but I am gonna quickly fix those right now. And now I'm moving on to the background. The Vaporeon card has a really interesting background. Vaporeon is sitting at like the bottom of the ocean, so I had to make a lot of coral and a lot of different colors were used with this. Usually, a lot of the coral is like this reddish pink, while all of the water as a blue or like a greenish blue. So it took me a lot of time to get the colors right, as well as like where to place the coral. Another challenging part of the Vaporeon is adding the water in between all of the coral pieces. I really had to go in there and finally put the blue in between all the coral to really make it look like it is a well done proxy. Now I'm finally getting to one of the easier parts of this card, is the water. It's a lot easier to just add in blues and greens and shade them together properly instead of adding all the detail of the coral. I'm just adding a little bit more highlights now to the Vaporeon. Now I'm really trying to mix in the water at the top to make sure it's nice and blended. Now just adding some of the finishing touches and the bubbles. And to finish off the card, just adding the little Eevee in the top left. And here are the finished products. I know I didn't cover Sylveon in this recording because I proxied that earlier, and I wanted more to focus on like the Leafeon and the Vaporeon and the process I used, but I hope you enjoy it nonetheless. I'll be coming out with more proxy videos in the future. I proxy almost every single card I want. Make sure to be looking out for videos on future proxies. I hope you hit that like button and subscribe.